Heavy. I am going to focus on full range of motion. Hello, everybody. Today at the gym, yet again. Apparently, the weather is supposed to get really cold over the next week. Apparently, some sort of polar vortex or something like that. I think the early parts of that are, I guess, showing up tonight. It was kind of a blizzardy environment, or is it environment? I don't know, just blizzardy weather. Um, when I got to the gym, it's also 15 Fahrenheit, which isn't the worst, but it's supposed to drop to 2 Fahrenheit over the next couple of days. I think 15 Fahrenheit is probably around minus 12 or 13 degrees, and 2 Fahrenheit is probably more in the minus 20, 25 range. In any case, none of that matters. Today, I don't know, yesterday's workout was pretty intense. I was moving around a lot of, well, not a lot of weight, but just doing a lot of reps with the kettlebells. Did quite a bit of stuff with the 28 kilogram kettlebell, 62 pounds. All these measurement. With temperature, I prefer Fahrenheit, and with weight, I prefer pounds. So it's kind of weird um, mentioning both measuring systems while I talk. In any case, today I'm doing mostly upper body, I think. I'm going to do like some upper body stuff, maybe do some mobility and or abs later. Don't really feel like getting too creative or anything. It's going to be mostly movements that I've done before, probably. Unless, usually I say certain things and then things happen during a workout and then I'm like, that's a cool idea, and then I'll try something out. But today I think that's highly unlikely, and I don't really feel like spending a whole lot of time at the gym either. I want to spend quite a bit of time in the sauna. In any case, I've ranted on for way too long. For the first set of movements, doing single arm pull downs, but it's kind of at a rowy angle, so I'm not going straight down. I'm kind of bringing it at an incline. I'm also keeping one knee on the floor, so if I'm pulling with my left hand, I'm keeping my left knee on the floor and kind of keeping the back foot rotated behind the right leg. So what this does is it kind of stretches the outer glute of the left leg, which in turn stretches the lats out a little bit more. So all these little things add up over time to give you more range of motion in the lats. I'm going for 12 reps. Yeah. Was that? God damn it! I think I did 10. Whatever. Don't mind me. I was just kind of in my own head, thinking about something about with regard to the movement, and then I completely lost count towards the end. It's so weird how, like a new thought can completely override something that you were thinking about or storing in your brain's RAM or short-term memory. I don't know. I like to draw parallels between how the human body works and how a computer works. In any case, we're setting that with kettlebell shoulder press for 10 on each side. While doing the shoulder presses, notice how I go all the way down. Instead of resting it on my shoulder, I notice a few people do that when doing shoulder presses with the kettlebell. And again, there's a lot more range of motion and gains to be achieved with going full range of motion over the limited range of motion. So yeah, doing this for now. That was my 5th set. Might actually go ahead and do maybe like another 5 of those. I don't know if I'm going to do another 5 of those, but at least another 3 of those. Like I said, I'm not in the mood to do too many variations or anything. I just kind of just want to get the workout in more so than anything else. But yeah, that's what I'm doing. On to the next. I ended up doing 8 sets of the previous thing. So for the next set of movements, doing single arm flat dumbbell chest presses. I don't like doing bench press because of an imbalance in my shoulder. My body is not the greatest at working both sides at the same time, and so with barbell bench press, the weights, like, there's not as much room for each side of the body to do what it wants to do, and so I never really do the bench press. In any case, doing flat dumbbell chest press single arm. Doing it single arm also allows me to focus a lot more on core tightness and things like that, and also the arm that's pressing has to work a lot more intentionally, and in my opinion has to work a little harder to get the movement done right. This is my 3rd set. For my first set I did 40 pounds. For the second set I did 65. For the third set I'm doing an 80-pound dumbbell. Going for at least 8 reps, and if I feel good, 10. Let's see how it goes. And even though the weight's relatively heavy, I am going to focus on full range of motion. Not bad. Those last reps were kind of sticky, but got it done. Alright, right on. Alright, here goes. Only got 9. Oh, I'm gonna take a short break and just get the one more rep. There you go. Then supersetting that with single arm seated cable rows. So not keeping my foot on the holds. I prefer it on the floor instead of that. And I'm keeping the hand that's not rowing on the bench and kind of leaning into the movement. Going for 10. Switching sides. Going to go lighter on the dumbbell presses and do one more set. And that'll be it for this movement. On to the next. So, ending off upper body with scapula pull down. So, I don't know. It's still a pull down, but I'm going to make a very conscious effort to retract with my scapula very intentionally before I pull down. So I don't know, usually you don't pay that much, or at least I don't pay that much attention to the scapular retraction part. I kind of just let it happen, but there's a huge difference in my opinion when you actually focus on retracting your scapula and then doing the pull down versus just kind of like pulling down. If that makes sense. I don't know, what's a parallel I can draw similar to that? Can't really think of one. Maybe one will come to mind. In any case, it might be noticeable on camera, but I'll just kind of talk through what I'm doing. So, I guess I'll just show a real, or what I do typically while pulling down and what a scapula pull down looks like. So, well, if I was like pulling down regularly, I would just do this. And so there, I kind of just feel it in my lats and nothing more really, but in the scapula pull down version, uh, it's the starting position is the same, but then I make an intentional effort to do this motion, which retracts the scapula, uh, and then do the pull down. So while doing it this way, I don't feel it as good in the lats, but I'm able to target more mid back. Going for 10 on each side. So for those of you who don't know what a scapula is, a scapula is pretty much over here. And I think scapula is actually the bone and not necessarily the muscles. The muscles in the area are like the rhomboids over here, and then there's a rotator cuff and stuff. In any case, it's good to work on retracting just the scapula because it helps prevent or fix rounded posture and some shoulder imbalances that might exist for whatever reason. It's been a while since I've really, I guess, revised my anatomy, and I find myself having more difficulty over time to name muscles and their locations off the top of my head. In any case, doing this for 3 sets, I'm going to do a couple of mobility things next before I call it the end of the workout. So yeah, a little bit of mobility next. So finishing off with some mobility, like I said, and since it's been a while that I've done cable good mornings, I have chosen to go with that and ATG split squats, but we'll get to the split squats later. So I guess one of the things that I'm doing differently today is keeping two 25-pound kettlebells, 12 kilograms, to kind of force my leg into a wide position. What I've noticed is without the kettlebells, like my feet have a tendency to want to internally rotate during the movement, and I kind of want to force it to like stay pointed out, and I can achieve that by using the kettlebells, and then everything else stays pretty much the same. Slowly letting the cable pull me forward, and just going till I feel a threshold, which I haven't hit yet, and slowly letting it. Oh. Ah. I'm going to do 5 or so of this. With these, I've noticed it's less so about the reps, total reps, but rather doing like slow, controlled reps and like really feeling that stretch and or really feeling like that load in the stretched position. By load, I mean the low or the resistance provided by the cable machine. Feeling a stretch all over the adductors or groin area, the hamstrings, the lower back, and the lats. And the erector spinae, which is these muscles that run along the sides of your spine. So yeah, wait, ATG split squats. One moment. So with the split squats, I'm keeping my back leg on an elevated position, as opposed to the front leg. So usually the front legs on an elevated position is the easier way of doing things, and which is the position in which I spend the most amount of time. However, today I want to kind of explore deeper ranges of mobility with the hip flexor, and so that's what I'm going for. So what having the back leg in an elevated position allows for is, so now the back knee doesn't hit the floor, and I can kind of just keep sinking and then bounce, exploring a little bit more mobility in the hip flexor. Doing 5 reps on each side. Switching sides. So yeah, this is what I'm finishing off with. 3 sets. Head to the sauna for a little bit, then head home. Tomorrow is Monday again. Back to the grind. But it is what it is. That's all for today's video. See you all tomorrow. Yeah.